You've just the circumstances of your room kind of forced you to rely pretty heavily on some younger guys this year, in especially Kalen and DJ. I guess, what have you seen from them kind of getting thrown into those large roles and the growth from them?
More than anything, I think Kalen and DJ, they've earned their positions and their spots. I mean, those young, they're young. They may not have seen as much football as a lot of people, but they're phenomenal learners. They're phenomenal students of the game. They work really hard at their craft, and so they've earned everything that they've gotten. I've been pleased for the most part with things that they've done this year. Obviously, when you're a little bit younger, you take your lumps. There's room to grow, but they're working their tails off, man. I'm happy to coach them.
I guess, I mean, along those lines, kind of where do you think they are now compared to where they were maybe 6 games ago? How much have they grown because of the big roles they've taken on?
Think about playing football at this level, especially at Florida State. You become a better football player by playing football, and not just in practice, but also in game situations. Having to think under stress, with the crowd noise, against guys that you're not going into the same locker room with, having that experience, having to be the communicator on the field, I think is invaluable. And I mean, who they were 2 months ago versus where they are now, I mean, it's very visible, the growth that they've made, and I think the direction that they're headed. I mean, this has been a good springboard for them to continue to learn as players and as young men. And so I'm excited where they're headed.
You talked about them as communicators. I guess, how have they embraced that? Because that's definitely a big part of their roles there in the middle of the defense.
Absolutely. Embraced it well. And I think, you got to be a student of the game. You have to know what's going on around you at linebacker particularly, because you have guys in front, guys who are on either perimeter. You also have guys behind you. So having an understanding and a complete comprehension of everything that's going on around you, it helps you to really fully understand the puzzle that is playing on defense. And so the more comfortable and confident you are with that, the easier it is to communicate. And so I think they've done a really good job with it.
Talk about the bye week, how that can help a lot of guys heal. How much does that help the linebacker unit specifically with the kind of pounding they take?
Yeah, the thing about playing backers, and the thing that I love is that we do a little bit of it all. We bang with the big guys up front. We tackle really big people, cover really big people, but we also drop in coverage, and we have to run down really fast guys. And so I think when you have a little bit of time to take some of the banging off, the banging of a game at least, it helps your body. It doesn't matter what level you're on.
Coach Norvell said, I think Amari's coming off maybe his best game he's played here. I guess, how has he adapted to kind of the changes asked of him and what his role's been this season?
He's hungry, right? He's really hungry, he's working at a clip that I think will display the best Amari that we've seen. But he has to continue to work, has to continue to grow and do the things that he has done to get to the level that he's at now. Now, he's a young man who doesn't settle for anything less than his best in any aspect. So that's what I love about him. That's why I love coaching him. So hopefully that continues.
How eager are you to see the team bring the right approach in a game where a lot of people aren't expecting you to be much?
I think it's visible at practice. It's not necessarily the game. I mean, what you see in practice, the mindset, the attention to detail, the energy, the confidence, the communication. If you can see that in practice, more than likely it's going to show up in the game, right? Because there are going to be things that we've practiced that they'll show us. There'll be things that we haven't seen that they've game planned us for. But when you approach it with that type of mindset and collectiveness as a unit, you have a good chance to be successful.
Good.